The cosplay community has a problem. I think it's time we address it and stop ignoring it and pretending like it doesn't exist. In this video, I'll be talking about my experiences as a Black cosplayer in the community, racism I've experienced, and the racism that I've seen affect the people in our community. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about because, unfortunately, this is not a nuanced or recent issue. It has been going on since I started cosplaying, and I still see it to this day. I have some recent examples, I have some personal experiences I want to share, and yeah. I wrote things down because I'm such a professional, and I would like to actually talk about this with, I don't know, some nuance and actually give you guys information that I think is important. So first I want to talk about my own experience. I started cosplaying in about 2020. No, I started getting the cosplay community about 2020. Started cosplaying about 2021. When I started as a cosplayer, there was not a lot of like cosplayers that I saw, and I know they existed, but the algorithm, I don't think it was just in my favor. I don't know if that's just what side of TikTok I was on, or whether it's just the Black cosplayers at the time were not showing on my For You page. But I personally, when I first got into the community, I didn't think that Black cosplayers were really existing and thriving at the time, and I think they probably were, but like I said, the reach the Black cosplayers get is just so atrocious. Obviously there's the top of the top Black cosplayers who do get reach all the time and who are able to show their cosplays off all the time, but that's honestly not a huge percentage. I like to say that I built myself up a decent amount as a Black cosplayer, but it's been hard and I've had certain tough experiences with it. But getting into the cosplay was really hard for me just because I didn't see that many cosplayers who looked like me, and so therefore I thought in my head, well, I can't do this. And then I talked to my parents about it, and they'd be like, oh, well, Black people don't do that. And I was like, okay, but I really want to. So eventually I tried it, and eventually I got deeper in the community. Once I got deeper in the community, I did see a lot of Black cosplayers, and that encouraged me to cosplay more, because I don't think anything encourages me like seeing people who look like me being successful and looking beautiful and having such a great time. And so that's how I started cosplay. Is I started on my own, and I started as, I don't know if this is possible for me, but I eventually grew to find so many connections and people who I love, my mutuals who I love dearly, who are Black, and I felt such like a comfortable experience in the community. Fun fact, I actually wrote my college essay about cosplay and the importance the Black cosplay community played in my life in giving me a space where I feel like I am a part of something that people can relate to, because when you're a Black person and you're doing something that you think is, that a lot of people around you think is a white based thing, a lot of time you'll get, oh, you're whitewashed, oh, you only like white things, or things like that. And so it's really important to me that I saw Black cosplayers, because that showed me that, hey, they do it, so I'm allowed to do it too. And that really inspired me to cosplay. And I hope now that I can inspire other young cosplayers, that no matter what you look like, don't let anyone tell you you can't cosplay. I'm also a cosplayer who uses my braids. I like braids. That's what I use in my normal life, and I don't let cosplay like affect how I want to look in my normal everyday, and so I can't really wear wigs. All these braids are not gonna fit in a wig cap. And I know there's ways you can get around it where you can put it in the back and tie it in the back, but I've just decided to embrace my natural hair when I cosplay. So I cosplay with a lot of braids. Usually people are very kind about it, but it's definitely harder for me to cosplay because I'm really making myself stand out, because now I'm a Black cosplayer and now I'm not wearing a wig either. So it definitely makes me stand out even more, but honestly, making me live cosplay even more because it's blending myself with a character that I feel like isn't something that I see very often. So it's really exciting and important to me that I keep doing that. And obviously I wear wigs. When I'm not wearing braids, I wear wigs, but I will never not get braids because I want to cosplay a certain character. If I cosplay a character, it's me as that character, and so I decide to use braids. I also want to talk about some of the nasty comments that I get. And I am so lucky that as a Black cosplayer, I haven't gotten as many as I feel like some of my mutuals have, because it really does pain me to see my mutuals get some of the comments they get, because they're so nasty and they're so gross. But as for me anyways, luckily I haven't gotten too many. I've gotten a few, like when I was on live one time, someone thought it was fun to like do a little monkey emoji in the live stream, and that's just like, oh, that's not. And I usually block those people, and they don't usually let it affect me, but it's still just like, hey, especially for young cosplayers who maybe are not able to just like brush it off, it sucks. I've had people, when I cosplay Wednesdays, when I get the most racist things, just because I think I look so much different from the actual character that I'm cosplaying, which usually always happens. I always look different. Some characters, though, I feel like I can blend in more with, which is why you see me do a lot of face paint looks, because those I can kind of make myself look a little more canon, but to me, canon is not a word that I like to use or like to abide by in my cosplay experience. I'm not really trying to make every character that I cosplay canon, because to me it's not that important. What's important to me is that I feel good and I feel confident in what I'm wearing, and so I don't care if I give the character as much as maybe some other cosplayers do. But yeah, I've gotten comments of like, oh, you look like Thursday, or things, in which aren't race-based, but it's the fact that I don't look like the character from using my natural hair in 2 braids, and so those comments definitely suck, especially on YouTube. I get a lot of racism more on YouTube than I do TikTok, which is surprising, but also not surprising. YouTube has a lot of hateful people on it, unfortunately. But yeah, those are some nasty comments I've gotten, but I've seen much worse on Mutual's page, so I can't really complain too much. But yeah, it sucks, and it's obviously, you get every black cosplayer gets the comment, oh, you're not canon, or you don't look canon, or all these things, and it's like, I wasn't trying to. I'm cosplaying because I love a character. I'm not cosplaying to look exactly like the character. That's just not why I cosplay. I cosplay to give myself confidence. Yeah, I think it's fun. I don't cosplay to look exactly like the character. And some cosplayers do that, and I love that for them, but I don't. I like to put my own spin on every character I do and put myself into them a little bit. So yeah. Also, some things that I see in the cosplay community that it's a huge problem at the moment, and I feel like has always been a huge problem, is just the amount of people who do blackface. And I have examples of people who recently did blackface, and it's been a problem for a while, and I see 2 situations in which blackface is occurring. It's when a cosplayer paints their face just black in general, which I can talk about that, which I think is less of a problem, but still can be extremely offensive, or cosplayers painting themselves to look like a character who is black. Those are the 2 kinds of things I see. Both to me have negative, and well, both bad to me, but painting your face black is just insensitive in general. It's insensitive, and I see the big defense that, oh, well, these cosplayers aren't from the United States, so they don't know. And I think that's a little of a stupid take, that, oh, they get excused because they didn't know. You are posting for the internet and for the world, right? In a lot of other communities, marginalized communities, we don't cosplay certain things because it is offensive to that community. As Tony Weaver said on TikTok, I'll put his information below. He had a great video about this, and he said, we are respectful of we don't cosplay a lot of characters because of their uniforms looking too much like Nazi uniforms, right? And so we can be respectful in that way. We don't all live in that area, but we're respectful because we know the impacts of the world that had on that part of the world, right? And so why is it that we can do that, but we can't understand that blackface is an offensive thing that has so much negative history to it? So it's kind of like, why can't we understand that? You are not posting for just the people around you and you're posting for the world. I know you don't think about it that way, but we are. You're posting on YouTube, you're posting on TikTok, you're posting to people who are not in the same area, who are not in the same country, not in the same state. So you have to be mindful of their experiences. And if you don't know, if someone tells you, you need to listen. If a cosplayer says that they are offended by your thing, you need to take that very seriously and listen. I think that's a huge thing. You just need to listen, and the ignorance is not an excuse. It might be a reason, but it's not an excuse. So if you see something and you see someone in your comment section going, hey, that's offensive, have a conversation, be like, why is it offensive? And I will take it down and I will change it. Some people just, like, I think a lot of times people who paint their faces black do it for the clout. They do it for, oh, it's controversial, I'm gonna keep doing it. Which is already just offensive in that, just the sense of that. Sometimes I think it's not meant to be offensive, sometimes I think it is. They think, oh, I'm cosplaying a shadow, I can make myself black. When I see people who do shadows and things like that, they just wear like a bodysuit that's black. Cover up their face, black. Don't paint themselves black. The paint themselves black is the problem, and that is the offensive part of it. And sometimes I don't think people do have ill intentions, but the fact that you're painting your face black is the problem. So that's that. No, there's other situations where I have this cosplayer here who decided they were going to cosplay a black character and paint their face brown. That's just a no-no. There's literally no way to defend that. It's not I can't defend that, because you are using our skin as a costume. Why are you using our skin as a costume? It's just, I don't think I need to explain that one that much. It is just awful, and they clearly are doing it for the hate, I would think. I think they're doing it for the hate, because there's no way that you're that ignorant that you don't understand that there's a problem with what you're doing. And I think that if you address the problem and you're like, hey, I actually didn't know and I'm so sorry, you probably will be forgiven. The internet works in such like a fast-paced way. Cancel culture is so fast. James Charles is still up and getting brand deals. So clearly cancel culture doesn't actually cancel anybody most of the time, okay? So address the issue, say I'm sorry, here's how to do better, right? That's literally all you have to do. But when you do it and you say, I know that I stand by what I did. I know people are offended by it, but I stand by what I did. It can't be forgiven after that, because you got the information, you decided, hey, I don't care. And that's when I think that's damage. I posted things before that I feel like, to me, aren't the big deal, but other people said, hey, don't, maybe not talk about that right now. This situation just happened. Like, don't talk about that. And I usually take it down immediately. Like, one comment will give me that vibe. Sometimes it's my friends who tell me that, because my friends are on my back, and I listen to my friends, but also listen to anybody who says something. If they say your video offended me, I'm taking it down immediately. No questions asked. I'm not asking, oh, but like, I didn't mean it like that. I don't care what I meant. I don't care what I meant. If someone's offended by it, obviously if it's a decent enough reason, I'm not going to take a video down because they said, oh, you have a different opinion than me. That's not a reason to take a video down. But if my opinion is harmful to a certain culture, I'm going to take the video down. And I feel like that shouldn't be that hard for people to understand, but it just happens. Another issue that I like to talk about is the fact that black cosplayers aren't hired a lot in the space. And this one I don't have much experience on, as I am not a professional cosplayer, but I remember in the Baby No Money, like, I think it was a Pokemon collab thing, I remember people pointing out the lack of black cosplayers. And I think that's one thing that stood out to me, because I was like, it really does make a difference. Being black in this community doesn't just make a difference with the algorithm, which I'll talk about more later, or things like that. It makes a difference in who you're able to, who's hiring you, things like that. So when I thought that, I was like, yeah, that's not good. We shouldn't have just 2 token black cosplayers in groups, or one, just because it makes it look more diverse. No, you should be hiring people who look all different. I'm not saying just black cosplayers. And every single culture and race of someone should be hired in a certain space to give people and I think most of the time the cosplay community has such this grasp on things being canon. And I think we need to stray away from that. You should, if you are a good cosplayer, which already is a subjective term, cosplay is a fun hobby. I don't think we should be saying who's really a good cosplayer, who's a bad cosplayer. But if you are a good cosplayer, you've been doing it for years, you are good at makeup, you are good at putting a costume together, you're good at sewing, you're good at crafting, you're good at all these things, your race should be the last thing. How much you look like the character should be your last priority. I remember when I was younger, I saw a video. How do I start cosplaying? And I clicked on that video, and the first thing this lady said, I don't remember the video, I don't remember anything. This is the first thing, but the first thing this lady said was, find a character who looks like you. And I thought about it, and I was like, in anime, which I was a mostly anime cosplayer at the time. I don't really cosplay anime as much anymore, but I was mostly anime cosplayer. So I looked at all the anime I could find, and I was like, I cannot find a black character I could cosplay. So how am I supposed to cosplay if I can't cosplay a character who looks like me? That's the first step. First step of being cosplayer is to find a character who looks like me. So I couldn't find one. So I literally gave up after that for a little while. For a solid months, I said, I can't do this. They said I need to look like a character. I can't find a character who I like enough to cosplay who looks just like me. They said, oh, find a character who has the same bone structure as you. And this is obviously older takes that have definitely been argued and changed since the point of this, but it's something that stuck with me because that was the first time I saw it. And I never want a younger person to look at that and be like, I can't cosplay because I don't look like the character. because in so many spaces I thought I couldn't compete as a cosplayer because they said, oh, how much you look accurate to the character. Obviously, they're mostly meaning the costume, which also is also loosely, because usually you can look accurate but make up the character to be your own thing. People do OCs and stuff at conventions all the time. But so I heard that and I was like, wow, how do I cosplay? Or they're being like, oh, how accurate the wig is. I'm not wearing a wig. How do I make myself look accurate to a character when I don't wear a wig? Right? So that's the kind of thing where it's like, I had to find my own way a little bit in the community, and obviously there's some really great Black cosplayers who I follow who I really took inspiration from. But the things is, the experiences are just so different that it's just like, wow. I had to research, and I was like, hey guys, I don't know if I actually made a post or not, or if I just asked some of my cosplay friends, and I was like, hey, so the fact that I don't have a wig, is that gonna actually like ding me points? Because I was like, if I don't make a wig, which I can't wear a wig right now, I have braids right now, I can't plan my whole hair schedule around this convention, which I would love to. I don't have the flexibility for that. I'm in college. I have to find time to do my hair when I can do my hair. And I was so freaked out. I was like, I can't compete. They're gonna dock me points. And obviously that's not how cosplay conventions work. They don't dock you points, they give you points. But still, it was such a fear for me because I was like, I don't see that many cosplayers who compete who wear their natural hair. So I got scared. I was like, oh, I don't know if I could do this. So it's those kind of things where I want to express these kinds of things so that the next Black cosplayer who comes around, or not even just Black cosplayer, but POC cosplayer in general, sees that, hey, it's okay. You can do what you want. It's cosplay. It's a fun thing. It doesn't matter. People could tell you that canon, you look like the character, you look like the character, but it really just doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. I also want to talk about the performativeness in the community of when I first this was a while. This might be 2023, 2024 maybe. It's been a while, but I participated in Black History Month, like 28 days of Black cosplay, 29 days of Black cosplay. The one I did is 29 days. I think it's a leap year, something like that, and those are the best views I got in a month. Those are literally the best views I've ever have gotten. Still to this day, I have not gotten better views than that. And this is when I had way less followers. I probably had less than 10,000 at this point. Maybe 10,000, but less than 10,000. I have about 20,000 now. And I got the most views I ever have gotten in that period of time because people were actually seeing my stuff because it was February and it was people like, oh my god, let's support Black cosplayers. But then the second that month ended, my views went down immediately back to what they were before. And some people stick around from that. A lot of people just follow me and they didn't care to look at my content again, right? And I like to think that I'm a decent cosplayer. I'm not the best. Like, I'm not ever gonna say I'm the best cosplayer in the world because I'm really not. I'm still learning. I learn every single day. I'm not like an old cosplayer. Like, I'm only 19 years old. I'm not that old, but I've been in the community for a good bit of time. But it's just like the performativeness of being like, hey, we're gonna seek out Black cosplayers. We're gonna find all the Black cosplayers, and we're gonna support them in this month. Or this day, because Juneteenth is also the day now that I usually post as well on Juneteenth. But this is the day we're going to support them. But then the second that day ends, all support goes away. It's like, oh, we'll support you, but only when you make us. Like, only when we feel the pressure to do it, right? Not just because you're a good cosplayer, right? But it's your month. We'll give it to you for your month, and then we're going to go away. That's the vibe it's giving. People will speak out and talk about Black cosplayers and the hurt we get in the community. But then, the second the month's over, they forget about us, right? And even now, people are not even remembering us during Black History Month. Before it was like Black History Month, oh my god, we gotta support all the cosplayers. Now Black History Month, we don't even get that anymore, right? Well, at least my experience, I don't see Black cosplay being pushed out as much as I used to in the old Black History Months or before. Or the fact that a lot of Black cosplayers a while ago would basically support a Black cosplayer on their page, on their video. Like, that's what I used to do all the time. And it worked. Like, every time I get more views, and I was like, okay, this is great. But then and then I started getting hate comments, people being like, oh, putting support of Black cosplay, you're making people follow you because of your race. Okay. And like, that's not how that works. I'm not making you do anything. If you don't like my video, keep scrolling. But if you like my video, please, just reminder that I would like you could follow or like me. And I was just, and the defense I always use is, I'm trying to balance the playing field. White cosplayers get to be boosted by the algorithm more than black cosplayers. Kind of just how it plays out. I'm trying to even the playing field so that maybe the algorithm will look at me the same, right? Or people will kind of counteract the algorithm by trying to support me, right? I stopped doing this a while ago, and it's just because I was tired of the comments, but also I was like, as much as it sucks, I would like to be just known as a cosplayer, and I love being a black cosplayer, and I am so proud of it, and I tag it in every single one of my videos. If you guys have probably already noticed, everyone to follow me just because I'm a black cosplayer. I want them to follow me because I'm black and a good cosplayer, right? And so I did really just get tired of the comments, really just in general. I got tired of the comments, I got tired of everything, and I said, TikTok's not gonna boost my videos much. I'm not gonna get any views as much anymore. Also, the super black cosplay doesn't even work anymore because I don't even think people care about black cosplayers enough to even do that anymore, right? And so it got to a point where I was just like, I'm gonna post on TikTok mostly. I'm mostly focused on TikTok. I have 20K on TikTok, and I said, if that don't get views anymore, I don't care. I'm doing this for fun. Of course, that sucks because this is what I really love to do, and I really would like to grow my following because I want to reach more people, spread more positivity. But if I can't do that, I can't, and it just sucks. But like I was like, I just want to just keep cosplaying, and the views are gonna be low, views are gonna be care, but I don't want to feel the pressure to keep saying supported by cosplay in every one of my videos because I want you to just enjoy my videos and have words on every single one, right? And so that was a huge thing for me, and it was a trend a while ago. People don't really do it as much anymore, as I haven't noticed. But also it's just like, it is what it is, and I'm lucky to have YouTube, who it's given me a chance to like really gain my grow a following again, because TikTok has died, and I'm not saying it's because of my black cosplay, it's because TikTok is also just like iffy these days, and I'm not pretend like it's the algorithm. I know how the algorithm kind of works, but yeah, it's just like kind of sucked. It did. That's my biggest takeaways on that one. And then yeah, I just wanted to also mention just like what we as a community can do to be better. Obviously I can give you a single answer of, hey, this is what needs to happen, or hey, this is what is important. Like I can't give one thing for everyone to do, right? That's not how that works, and I can't fix a community by making this video. This video is not going to fix the community, but I do want people to actually think about it and really understand where our perspective is as a black community and as a black cosplay community, because we are just as important to the community as a white cosplayer. And even though TikTok doesn't want to boost us as much as the white cosplayer, people don't want us to view us as a cosplayer as much as a white cosplayer. We are important, and we are part of this community, and we have built this community up with all the rest of you guys. And as much as we are pushed aside and ignored and looked down upon, we are a part of this community, and so we deserve to be appreciated in the community, and express the hurt we feel in the community. Even though I think this community is such a beautiful place, and as much as the racism and all the other things make the community cloudy and gray, I still think this community is beautiful, and I think we are the community who is supposed to show that the weirdness is okay, be creative, be yourself. And so I don't know, we're trying to push this oh, you have to like the character, you can't be yourself, because this is supposed to give you, cosplay is a chance for you to have fun, be a character, but you also put yourself in that character. You are a part of that character, you are cosplaying that character, but you are still in there, and so we should be able to express ourselves through that. Support black cosplayers. I know you're gonna hear people say that all the time, and you're gonna think, how do I do that? As a black cosplayer, what I usually will do is I'll search black cosplayer and TikTok and YouTube and whatever, and I just go and I follow every single one and don't just follow them, just go out, and when you see their videos, like their videos, like their cosplay. If you don't like their cosplayers, if you don't like their cosplayers, don't follow them, because you're not helping. If you just follow them and then you ignore the rest of their content, you're not helping them at all. You're just giving them extra follower that doesn't actually change their views, their likes, and their comments, nothing, right? But give them the same chance you would give to any other cosplayer. Think about it. Think about, oh, I really like this cosplayer, I should follow them because maybe they're not getting that many followers. I should support them because maybe they're not being as supported by the algorithm as they should be. Go scroll through black cosplayers, find some that you like, follow them, support them. There. Talk about it. Talk about the issues. I don't care if you're a black cosplayer or not. Talk about the issues. If you see something, say something. If you see a racist comment, say something. be there in the comments defending that cosplay, because it is so hard. And usually I delete the comments, and most cosplayers will delete the comments, but if they don't, be there to support them. Be there to argue with them. If something that is harmful to the cosplay community and is racist in any way, call them out on it. Make a video. I don't care if you're a black cosplayer or not. Make a video, because the black cosplayers speaking out clearly doesn't make enough of a difference, right? We need all to speak up. Whether you're a bigger cosplayer, whether you're a disabled cosplayer, we need to support each other in every way we can, because we all need to stand together, because we make up this community and we cannot be forced out of it. Just support them, but also conventions and bigger creators who are trying to get cosplayers to be part of the videos. Don't just get the most popular white skinny cosplayer. Get a cosplayer who has talent, but also shows that younger cosplayers that you can be whoever you want to be, right? Hire more diverse cosplayers. Don't hire based off just canon. Hire based off a lot of other factors. I'm not saying just hire a random black cosplayer who maybe doesn't have much experience as they should. I'm saying hire people, but don't hire based off of how much they look like the character or the race of the character or not. So yeah, that's this video. I hope if you watched to the end, thank you. You're already doing a lot to help the community by even like seeing the issues in it. I hope this video gave you a newer kind of outlook on this. Yeah, I appreciate you. If you like this video, subscribe. I'll be doing more commentary videos. Put in the comments whether you've had experience of racism if you're a black cosplayer or a cosplayer of any other aspect. And talk about how you think what ways we think we can actually like help the community be better. Because it's really hard to think of like one way to help the community be better besides just support black cosplayers more, but that's not an overall answer. So give me some suggestions on what you think I should push or make videos about things in the future to really help support this community, because I love this community and I really do want to always defend it and speak out for things that should happen or change. I love all of you guys, and thank you guys for watching, and yeah.